Welcome back to M-Files Process Maps. In this session we will show you how to navigate between different objects or content items. This functionality can be used to facilitate user guidance and quickly link to relevant content. You will learn how to set anchors and viewports and how to use them in the map view. We will also show you some examples for navigation between maps. As we have already shown you in the videos about commands, there are different commands to navigate between M-Files objects which can be triggered, either by directly clicking on the shape or via icons on the right side of the shape. For example, to jump from one process map to another, you can click on an action button that navigates to a subprocess or subunit. To navigate backwards, you can implement a back button by assigning a shape a command, or using the arrows above the map view to jump back to the last map. Do not use the arrows above in the M-Files client next to the logo to jump between maps, as this may cause you not to jump back to the last map, but to the last selected view or object. But there is another way to navigate back and forth in a map, with anchors and viewports. An anchor is a connection of an element to a predefined view on a process map. Viewports are the counterpart. They represent a marked area that is bound to an anchor. To use this functionality, open the designer and enable the Edit Anchor button in the top control bar. You will notice that this action displays all anchors and viewports that are already on the map. Next to the button, a dashed frame appears, with which you can now create new viewports on the map. Click it once and you'll find that your cursor turns into a cross. Now drag a frame around the elements that you want to display later in a map view. You have now created your first viewport. At the top right of the viewport are several buttons that give you options to use this newly created view. With the black star symbol, you can declare the viewport to the favorite default view in this map. With this action, it will in future be displayed as the initial view in the map view in your M-Files client. If you enable this, you'll also see a star icon to the top left of the viewport, by which the default view is indicated. There can only be one viewport on the map that is marked with a star. The default viewport is aligned with the initial preview either by length or width. The idea is to ensure that all content within the magenta viewport is shown. However, as a result, you will receive a scroll bar to show the rest of the map. Below the star symbol, you will find black icons that allow you to place an anchor for this viewport, either on another element or with a small gray location icon next to an element. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the anchor to snap with the red port of the element you want to link it to. Note that if you drag the anchor into an empty area on your canvas, you will not be able to navigate to it later. Since the distance between an anchor and the viewport can be quite far, the previously described drag and drop mechanism can be difficult. The alternative method is to give viewports a name and then manually create a jump command and select the named viewport in the command dialog box. Select the viewport and go to the property pane. In the general section, click on the pen and type the name into the box. Press enter to save the name of the viewport. This also makes it possible to jump directly to viewports on other process maps. Simply select the map and the viewport you want to jump to in the command dialog. You can also set an anchor by selecting any element, such as a container, and activating the button just above, which looks like an eye. If you have marked an item as a viewport, you can cancel your selection by clicking on the icon that looks like a crossed out eye. Exit this mode by unchecking the Edit Anchor button in the top bar and save and exit your map to test the navigation. Please do not forget to reload the map using the refresh button above the map view to apply your changes. As you can see, the preview is showcasing the initial view. You can now jump between the different viewports by clicking an anchor. This allows you to jump back and forth between content faster because you do not have to load a new object.